Lap number 4 on the NRCL on the Mello Yello Racing Series brings us to Atlanta Motor Speedway, as we're here today for the running of the Motorcraft 300. 50 laps of action on this mile-and-a-half racetrack here. We're running the old Atlanta configuration for this event. Here's the sun for this running the event. And so far we've had 3 winners in the first 3 races so far this season, and 3 regular races to kick things off. So let's hope for a 4-for-4 deal here. So here's starting for the event. On the pole is Chelsea Bowles at 187 miles an hour. She'll be alongside Ryan George, in car number 8. He's alongside of her. Second row has Harrison Ponder at number 22. He'll be alongside number 00, Seth Cole. He has one of our in-car cameras in today's event. He's in a Cheez-It Pontiac. Third row has Zachary Fitzwater, number 59, the Kingsford Chevrolet, and Joshua Osborne in the Oklahoma Chevrolet, car number 15. The fourth row will have Keith Batson, number 60, the Winn-Dixie Ford. He has her second in-car camera in today's event. And beside him will be number 87, Robbie Bogues of Bell's Mobility Chevrolet. The fifth row will have Jesse Turner, his car number is 35, and Dylan Young in number 1, the Bob Evans Chevrolet. The next row down will have William Brock. He's inside of the 6th row. He won the season down at Rockingham, and he'll be alongside number 25, the Duraloop Chevrolet, Jonathan Zorlin. Next row down, we'll have Shane Lake in the Red Man Chewing Tobacco Chevrolet, car number 99. And number 47, it's Zach Winkle. He's in another Chevrolet. Next row down has Jay Jefferson, number 36, the Stanley Tools Pontiac. And Nick Baxter, the winner at Daytona, in the Kleenex Chevrolet, car number 32. Our third in-car camera lies inside car number 37, the Timberwolf Chevrolet of Kev Shearer, and Joshua Sekilian, number 74 Chevrolet. Next row down, we'll have Henry Sanford, number 57, the IGA Chevrolet, and Cole Deaver, number 3, the AC Delco Chevrolet. Next row down has Johnny Gardner, number 34, the Goulds Pump Chevrolet, and Preston Port, the MBNA Pontiac. His car number is 18. Next row down, we'll have car number 21, Chris Dollerton, and he'll be flanked by car number 45, Kyle Matthews, the Sprint Spree Chevrolet. Next row down, we'll have the Phillips 66 Trop Arctic Chevrolet, car number 66. It's Jean Sanford, and she'll be flanked by Paul Minnick in the Cashel GTX Chevrolet, car number 27. Next row down has Kyle Langland, number 89, the Exxon Superflow Chevrolet, and Derek Hamill in the Coin Textile Services Chevrolet, car number 90. I should say, Kyle Langland actually is in a Fiberall Chevrolet, car number 89. Excuse me on that one. The Exxon Superflow Chevrolet car 63 actually belongs to Al Lagacy. He's alongside Charles Sanford, number 5, a pair of Chevrolets there. Next row down, we'll have car number 10, the Alltel Chevrolet of Zach Flickinger, and Kat Batson in the number 9 Track Gear Ford. Next row down, we'll have Eli Bright, car number 29, the Pet Boy Chevrolet, and Jonathan Wong, number 38, the Barbasol Chevrolet. Next row down, we'll have Jessica Shelton, number 17, the DeWalt Tools Chevrolet, and number 31, Phil Parker in the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet. Next row down, we'll have number 40, Phil Goldberg in the Channel Lock Pliers Chevrolet, and number 93, Eric Rafalski in the Amoco Ultimate Pontiac. Next row down, we'll have Boris Wisen, number 50, the Dr. Pepper Chevrolet, and beside him will be car number 98. It'll be Diego Yepes in the Lysol Ford. And starting shotgun on the field will be the number 4 Lance Snack Chevrolet. It's David Vanneau Jr. He's alone in the last row. Now I mentioned 3 races and 3 different winners. So here's the 3 winners so far this season. Were Nick Baxter kicking things off with a win at Daytona. Then after that, William Brock William Brock after that put on a dominant victory at Rockingham, and then Jesse Turner, who starts in the 9th position today, he pulled it off at Las Vegas. That was who all won the first 3 events so far this season. We had 3 good races so far. Let's hope for a 4th one here in Atlanta. The pole speed for this event at 187 miles an hour, set by Chelsea Bowles in a Bear Aspen Chevrolet. Here comes again to fire them up. And the command's been given for our engines as we get set for racing here today. Seth Cole, as we mentioned, Seth Cole, Keith Batson, and Kev Shearer all have in-car cameras in today's event. as the field gets set for what should be a good race here at Atlanta. 50 laps of action on this mile-and-a-half racetrack. We tried this event one other time. One time we actually tried this event one other time, and the game crashed on me halfway through the event. So that attempt didn't count. Plus we weren't even halfway through, and my game crashed. By the way. So let's try this again here in Atlanta. As the green flag's out, we are underway in the Motorcraft 300. This track usually puts up some very good racing here, as this is a very competitive mile-and-a-half track. This is the old Atlanta configuration, pre-1997, or should I say pre-fall 97. They actually ran one race in 97 with this configuration. That was in the spring event that very year. So they come off turn number 4, and Chelsea Bowles leads the first lap here in Atlanta. The first lap tied at 169.5 miles an hour. And she has Harrison Ponder in second position. Third is now Zachary Fitzwater. Fourth position is Keith Batson in car number 60, as we are right on board with him in the Winn-Dixie Ford. Batson, a die-hard Ford campaigner, has his plans to have 4 entries in the Castrol GTX Cup Series next season. 2-time winner in that series last season, including a win at Michigan and on a road course at Sonoma. And we will be racing the mod. We'll still be using the 1996 car set for the Cup night for the original Cup Series, car set. Chelsea Bowles leads him down. She has led since the very start of the race here. Harrison Ponder remains in second position, and then Keith Batson is going to try for third position as he's on the inside of Zachary Fitzwater, takes position away. He's got Jesse Turner behind him in fourth, and William Brock, who won at Rockingham. That's the last 2 winners on the tour right there together. Brock in the 44, Turner in 35. Paris Chevrolet's going at it. Ryan George, the outside pole setter for the event, he got hung up the drive. He's now dropped to 6th position, and they have closed up on the leader right now. Harrison Ponder up on the back bumper of Chelsea Bowles. That's one of the Johnny Gardner's drivers you see right there in the lead pack of the cars. And now they start to get side by side a little bit there. Shane Lake going up underneath Joshua Osborne and passes him for position, as you see Jay Jefferson behind him, as well as 25, Jonathan Zorlin in the Duraloop Chevrolet. In fact, as we said, Chevrolet dominating the manufacturer's breakdown, because a lot of cars in 1999 at Daytona loved those Chevrolet packages back then. And I can't say I blame him, because that was a very aerodynamic car in the late 90s, that was for sure. And somebody's car was slow a little bit, it sounded like here. Actually, well, whatever it was. But anyway, Keith Batson's now gotten past Harrison Ponder for second position, but Ponder says, I'll take that back, and he'll go inside of Batson for position now as they come off through the first and second turns. That's Ponder in 22, Batson in the 60 as they come off the second turn. Ford on the outside, Chevy on the inside, as William Brock does not know who to go with in the third turn there. He'll go behind Batson appeared, but now he'll drop back behind Harrison Ponder in the number 22 car. And Chelsea Bowles about getting ready to have a challenge for the lead here. Here possibly as Batson tried the outside lane. That didn't work, and now Ponder's gonna catch a sniff of the draft of that 33 car. And Ponder's gonna have Jesse Turner behind him in the draft there as this game comes down the backstretch. Over 185 miles an hour here at Atlanta. As we said, Bowles had the pole for the event at 187 miles per hour. Ponder looking for the lead. He's got Ryan George in the 8 behind the 35 of Jesse Turner, that is. And Ponder's going to pull ahead in that 22 car. Battle for the lead as they come off turn number 2. And it's going to be Harrison Ponder going in the first place now in the 22 car. And Jesse Turner looks like he's going to try to follow behind, but he's now, as he could not get up alongside the 33 of Chelsea Bowles. There's where the top 10 is anchored right there. That's anchored by Henry Sanford. As Jay Jefferson and Keith Batson go up in the high side. Astis, Ryan George in the 8. Off the second turn now, Zachary Fitzwater up on the outside. He's got Kev Shearer on the inside in number 37. Riding with Kev Shearer, number 37. He's now behind the 34, Johnny Gardner. That's what's like the right inside of card over 185 miles an hour here at Atlanta. The last lap, fastest lap so far is set by Jesse Turner at 187.029 miles an hour. Running laps just about where they qualified at here. As Harrison Ponder continues to hold the number 1 spot, now Jesse Turner is in a battle with Joshua Osborne for 3rd position now. Look in the back of the pack of cars right there. That's 93 car. Eric Rafalski has last position at the moment. Boris Weisen behind him there, and ahead of him in the 50. Diego Yepes and Jesse Turner, not Jesse Turner, bleh. David Vanneau Jr. in the 34 car, or number 4 car, excuse me. That's Cat Batson way up on a high side in 29, or in the 9 car, excuse me. Run just behind Zach Flickinger in the 10. Phil Parker behind up ahead in 31 car. He's behind Jonathan Wong, Phil Goldberg, and Eli Bright in the 29 car. Bright, who had some pretty good runs here at the start of the season. A couple of drivers you do not usually see in the back of the pack right there. Cole Deaver in the 3 and Jessica Shelton in 17. Shelton will be the first to tell you she does not like Atlanta at all, because her luck here is never usually all that good, and she did finish in the top 5, as a matter of fact, in the Casual Cup Series event, the Napa Know-How 500. Says she did get a top 5 there, but her Atlanta setup, not the best in the world right now. She's in 31st position. Cole Deaver ahead of her in 30th. The 63 car, that is Al Lagsy ahead in 29th position in the 63 machine. Dylan Young in the 1 car, running in the, let's see, he's running right now. Let me see, he's gotten by Kyle Langland, so that should be 26th position where Young's at right now. But Langland fights back on the outside in the 89 car, and Young takes 26 for the moment. Up ahead, Derek Hamill on 29, Gene Sanford 66, 3 wide right there. Kyle Matthews gets by the Daytona winner, Nick Baxter. And now he's alongside of his buddy Charles Sanford for position. That's the Sanford in the 5, Matthews in 45. Matthews, we mentioned, the defending series champion, won that title by a very wide margin in that season, with a dominant year, I should say. But not the good start for the season for Matthews, however, in that 45 car, as he's trying to go up underneath Preston Plord, but Plord says no thank you, and he stays ahead of Matthews. And now Seth Cole on the outside of him in the 00 machine, as he's alongside the 27 of Paul Mennick. On board Seth Cole's machine. Minnick pulling back ahead of the 27 of Paul, I should say Seth Cole pulling ahead of the 27 of Paul Mennick. We hope you enjoyed that little crank it up segment here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway as Harrison Ponder continues to lead the event. Second now is Jonathan Zorlin as he's got Jesse Turner behind him in third position. Fourth is now Chelsea Bowles, the pole sitter for the event. Henry Sanford rides fifth. Sixth is now Johnny Gardner. Joshua Osborne seventh. Eighth is now set is William Brock. Kev Scher running in ninth, and Keith Batson running in 10th position at the moment. As you ride again on board with Keith Batson as he runs up ahead or behind Kev Scher in the Timberwolf machine. And that's Kev Scher's speed right there in the 37 car. He also has a rear bumper cam. And look at that. Yeah. The camera gets a eye full of Keith Batson in the 60 machine. It's the back bumper of Kev Scher's car. You're looking at the front bumper of Batson's Taurus. At just over 180 plus miles an hour here as they come down through the first and second turns, excuse me. Bats as Scher, meanwhile, now runs up behind William Brock in the 44 car. The Slim Jim Chevrolet, and there's insight from Batson's view as well in the 60 machine as he now tries to find a way around Scher as well. And meantime, Batson's got somebody to hold off too, and that's the 47 Zach Winkle as they come off the second turn. But now, in the meantime, new leader Jonathan Zorlin had taken the lead the last time by, but now Ponder fights back on the inside now as they come through the third turn now. That's Ponder in 22, Zorlin in 25 as they come out the fourth corner. They battle side by side a lot right there. That's going to let the 35 of Jesse Turner in the mix here. Meantime, Johnny Gardner in 34 looks inside of 57 Henry Sanford. He's going to get by him. Sanford up on the high side. Now Osborne goes inside of him in the 25, in the number 15 car, excuse me. Sanford runs in 6th position. Osborne in 7th. And now Jesse Turner's now hooked up in the back bumper of the 25 Zorlin. Now Turner's going inside for the second position in the 35 machine as they go through the first and second turns now. Meantime, he gets a sniff of the drop of that 22 of Harrison Ponder off the second turn. And meantime, Zorlin and Turner both side by side now as the drivers on the fast position at turn 3. And Turner's going to get the bite in the third turn, but Zorlin fights back on the outside of the track here. Some good racing happening for that second position. While Turner tries to stay behind the 22, get a draft off him. And he pulls up in the back bumper now, the 22 Ponder for the lead. Lap speed slowing down just a little bit. Now just barely over 180 miles per hour. Jay Jefferson getting by Zach Winkle in the 47 as he and Kev Scher now battle it out. Scher dropped a couple of positions now as they as well. Now inside Seth Cole's car in number 00. See how fast Seth Cole goes down on this racetrack here. He's now drafting off the number 8 car of Ryan George. And Seth goes into turn number 3 at 188 miles an hour. Now down to about 167 miles an hour. Through 3 and 4. And he has to picks that throttle right back up. Goes inside of the 8 cars. See 185 miles an hour. 86, 87, 88. 189 miles an hour to turn number 3. Or turn number 1. And drops back down to 163 miles an hour through the first and second corners. Seth right now runs in 15th position as he goes inside of the 8 of Ryan George. That's going to be 14th right he'll take away. Shane Lake behind him in 99. And Ryan George ain't giving up an inch as he now gets a draft off the 87 of Robbie Bucks as a Nemco Motorsports entry. And change for the lead happening here. Jesse Turner's going to take it now over Harrison Ponder. And meantime, inside goes to 25 Zorlin. He's got the shove from Johnny Gardner. And look who's behind Gardner. It's his teammate, Chelsea Bowles, in the 33 car at Bear Aspirin Chevrolet. And Henry Sanford with her behind 57. This is going to be a heck of a race right here, as it already is right now. As Zorlin takes the lead now in the 25 car, and that's gonna, as we have now completed 32 in the books, 18 laps to go. In this 50 lapper, that is the Motorcraft 300. Jay Jefferson fights his way up in the top 10 position. Now he's in 9th. Keith Batson in 10th. 11th is Zach Winkle. Kev Sheeran 12th. 13th is Robbie Bogue. Seth Cole 14th. Ryan George 15th. Shane Lake 16th. Preston Dive Bomb City Plord runs in 17th. Dylan Young nicely running in 18th position right there. Chris Dallerton in 19th. Battle for 20th between Charles Sanford and Kyle Matthews. And Sanford's going to take the 20th position away. The man from the state of California gets by his buddy from Ohio. And throw Texas in there as well as Dallerton from that state. And meantime, Dylan Young from the Sunshine State, the state of Florida. And then you got a California girl behind them with Jean Sanford. She's 22nd. 23rd is Derek Hamble trying to hold off Kyle Langland for that position. 25th is Joshua Sakuli. 26th is Paul Minnick. Fitzwater 27th. 28th is Al Legacy. 29th is Shelton. 30th right now is Cole Deaver. Deaver hoping to have had a better run here in front of his Georgia fans, but he hopes to pick up a few spots. There's still some time left there. 35 of 50 in the books. Kat Batson runs in 31st position with Phil Parker in 32nd. One car out of the race, and that would be the 32 at Nick Baxter with a piston problem, so he's going to drop back in the points. So I know it's early to talk about points, though, with this being the 4th race of the season, but every point you gain, every point you earn goes a long way towards the championship. And a few races from now, you can be looking back if I could just gain the point somewhere this season. It could mean the difference between first and second for the championship. But in the meantime, Deaver has caught up behind Shelton right now. That's a battle for 29th position right there you're looking at. As Al Legacy looks underneath Fitzwater, and Shelton's going to follow behind the 63 car as they hope to get the 59 and 74 both. Paul Minnick leading that group in the 27 car. He runs in 25th position right now. As Fitzwater squeezes between both Legacy and Shelton. Field being anchored by the 40th position car of Diego Yepes. Meantime, Jonathan Zorn has opened up his rather comfortable lead right now at 0.8 of a second as we are closing up on 10 laps to go in this event here in Atlanta. This time by will be the completion of 39 in the books. We'll have 11 laps to go here in the Motorcraft 300 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Been a good race so far here. The lap speed's now dropping down to just under 180 miles per 178 in the case of Zorlin. Gardner is in second position. He's trying to close up on the 25 now. Looking to take the lead and possibly the win. Let's see what the interval is this time by. Let's check the lap speeds this time by. Zorlin trips the line at 178.709. Gardner at 178.128. So he actually lost a little bit that time by. We'll check it again this time by. Zorlin now comes around for 9 laps to go here at Atlanta. The Thurlow Chevrolet car number 25 trips the timers at 177.217. Gardner at 178.087. So he actually closed up a little bit. And he maybe have a saving grace right there with that 22 car of Harrison Ponder if they can draft up behind If they can draft together and catch up with a 25 car, they may make it a 3-horse race out of the win. But not if Ponder makes a move like that. He won't. There, he's going to try to get second position from Gardner. That's one thing they could have done. They could have stayed behind and hooked up in a draft and try to catch up to the 25 car. But downside of trading positions is, while it is good racing, you do lose ground to whoever you're trying to chase down. And in this case, they're trying to chase down the leader, Jonathan Zorlin, who comes around now for 7 laps to go. Ponder in second position right now, and Johnny Gardner's in third. Chelsea Bowles in fourth. Joshua Osborne running in fifth. And here comes 34. That's Bowles. That's Gardner, I should say, to the outside. Bowles to the inside now, as she's trying to push Ponder by her teammate Johnny Gardner as they come off the fourth corner. Ponder lost a little bit that time by 175.3, I should say, to 175.5 for Zorlin. As Bowles was faster to 177.3, while Osborne was the fastest on the top 5 at 177.7. Ponder that time by at 176.8 and Zorlin at 176.1. But they are running out of time, though. They're down to 5 to go. 4.5 now. Can they catch the 25 of Zorlin? Do they have anything for him? Osborne trying to go up underneath Johnny Gardner for position as now 35 card. That is, I think, yep, Jesse Turner. He's trying to push Osborne past Gardner, which he does. Osborne to fourth. But Gardner, look at him on the outside trying to pull a bonsai move. And meantime, they are catching the 25 car. Zorlin could be in trouble here, possibly. Ponder is closing up in that 22 car. Let's see what it is this time by. It was 4,300 the last time by. Off the fourth corner they come here. Zorlin. 175.1, and yet Ponder cut that lead in half. We could have a race for the win. We could have a race for the win yet here at Atlanta. Stay tuned. We're down to 3 laps to go. Ponder in second. Here comes. See what he can do. See what he does for 3 and 4. This time by on Zorlin. Zorlin knows one little slip in that 22's by him. Ponder looks to the high side. He's closing up now. 2 laps to go. And it's now down to just milliseconds. Here comes Ponder up in that back bump to 25 Zorlin. It will be the white flag next time by. Zorlin in first. Ponder in second. This is where Ponder's been getting his good runs in that third turn. Let's see what happens here. Off the fourth corner they come. I think Ponder lost a little bit that time by, though. Off the fourth corner, the white flag is out. 1 lap to go. Ponder, I think, drove in just a little bit too deep that last time by. Let's see what he does this time by. Zorlin in first. Can he hold off Harrison Ponder in the 22 car? Backstretch here. Ponder appears to be dropping back just a bit right there. In fact, he is dropping back. That may just seal the deal right there. Jonathan Zorlin, the Duraloop Chevrolet car number 25. Rounds corner number 4. Ponder makes one last-ditch effort, and it's not going to happen. Jonathan Zorlin wins the Motorcraft 300. A fine drive by Jonathan Zorlin, number 25, the Duraloop Chevrolet. Goes to victory lane here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Harrison Ponder, you got to admire his drive, though. It closed up a lot in the last couple of 3 laps, but fell just a bit short in second position. Third position will go to Chelsea Bowles, the pole sitter. Fourth will go to Johnny Gardner as he beats out Jesse Turner in fifth and Joshua Osborne in sixth. 7th will go to Zach Winkle. 8th place will go to Kev Shearer. 9th to Jay Jefferson. And 10th place will go to William Brock. Caution free race, average speed 180.733 miles per hour. So that's 4 in the books here in Atlanta. 11th place will go to Keith Batson. Seth Cole will come home 12th. 13th place will go to Henry Sanford. Robbie Bogues 14th. Ryan George 15th. Preston Poor 16th. Dylan Young 17th. Chris Darton 18th. Shane Lake 19th. And Kyle Matthews will come home in 20th. And let's give you the rest of the finishing order here. Rest of the top 30 will be Gene Sanford, Kyle Langland, Charles Sanford, Derek Hamill, Paul Minnick, Cole Deaver, Joshua Sekuli, Al Legacy, Jessica Shelton, and Zachary Fitzwater, the top 30. And then the rest of the finishing order, Phil Parker, Kat Batson, Phil Goldberg, Jonathan Wong, Eli Bright, David Vano Jr., Eric Rafalski, Zach Winkle. Winkle actually finished top 5. What am I talking about? Or top 10. Yes, whatever. Anyway, Rafalski's 37th and Zach Flickinger, Boris Wiesen, Diego Yepes, and Nick Baxter with a piston problem is out of the race. The only car out of the race in 41st position. But the day belongs to Jonathan Zorlin as he takes home the victory here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. His first of the season, 4 winners in the first 4 races of the season. Can we make it 5 for 5 at Darlington? Well, we'll find out. That's the next race on the tour at Darlington, South Carolina for the Dodge Challenger 200. So for now, this is James Clausen in production of the NRSL, and we will see you next time here at Atlanta. We'll see you next time at Darlington. And Darlington, congratulations again to Jonathan Zorlin, the winner of the Motorcraft 300.